We are one step closer to knowing what's going to happen to the Vanhorne warehouse. It's a familiar building to many Montrealers, straddling the border between the Plateau and Rosemont boroughs, along the Vanhorne overpass. It's been closed for years and the community wants to bring it back to life.
That warehouse is a staple of the Mile End.
Built in 1924, it was home to warehouse companies and later document companies, but demand for the space faded in the 21st century. In 2022, new owners proposed a hotel and office spaces in the building. That would have needed a zoning exemption, and since the community was mostly opposed to the idea, the borough said no and launched public consultations.
People are very attached to this building. So, and we know if nothing happens to this building, it will crumble and be destroyed.
Fast forward a few years and that plan has been tweaked. First of all, there's no housing because the building is right beside train tracks. And according to federal law, housing cannot be built that close to the tracks. Rester Management, the property owners, are proposing to transform part of the warehouse into a 120-room hotel, but also to dedicate about a third of the building to creative spaces, for example, a cultural venue and artist studios managed by a nonprofit organization. There will be office spaces, and the developer plans to build a greenhouse and a glass rooftop on top, which would house a restaurant area. The demolition of the neighboring garage would make room for the construction of more offices and retail spaces and an underground parking garage.
People felt that the building is part of the community, so they wanted some sort of something for the community.
The OCPM is also recommending that the city financially support artists and creative spaces, recognize the building as a heritage site, and have the developer create a social utility to manage the artistic spaces, among other things. Ultimately, the city has the final say on if the project gets approved or not. It declined our request for an interview, but a spokesperson says the city is reviewing the recommendations and will make a decision at a later date.